it's defeating showing up every day knowing that these people need us and we can only do what we can.
Heidi says the pain and suffering at the Providence Everett Emergency Department isn't exclusive to the patients. The nurses are feeling it too.
We've felt quite abandoned there.
The Providence ER is seeing up to 300 patients a day. Sometimes there are 10 patients for every one nurse on duty, with patients waiting in the lobby for up to 12 hours. At its peak, there should be 33 nurses on duty in the ER, but that number is usually about half that. The situation's so serious, certain sections of the ER have had to close down. Heidi asked us not to use her last name. She fears being blacklisted by hospitals across the country for speaking out.
When I started seeing people dying, waiting for us to help them, I can't not say anything. I have to say something. How many will die in our lobby?
Heidi recently made a tearful plea to the Everett City Council to help keep nurses at Providence, like mandating hazard pay, which they've never received.
I've personally struggled with anxiety, insomnia, depression, you name it, PTSD, from everything we have gone through. All the silent battles that the nurses there at Providence have fought.
Hospitals across the state are operating at up to 130% capacity, while the number of nurses has shrunk by 6,000. The use of temporary nurses is up 84%.
Things have felt different, there's no doubt about that.
Providence's Regional Chief Nursing Officer, Christy Carrington, says hospitals everywhere are struggling financially, so financial incentives to keep nurses are difficult. In Everett alone, more than 100 beds are being taken up by patients who no longer need to be at the hospital, but they can't transfer out.
That's about 40 nurses a day that it takes up to take care of them. So think about that, right? Like 40 nurses a day to take care of those patients that we could free up if we can move those patients out of the hospital, freeing up 100 beds.
For now, Heidi prepares for another shift in the ER, hoping someone will stop the bleeding.
People are dying. For me, that's inexcusable. We need to do something.
Heidi is asking Governor Inslee to meet with Providence nurses to try to figure out a way to stop the exodus. She's circulating an online petition to try to convince him to do so. So far, she's garnered about 7,000 signatures. Live in Everett tonight, Eric Wilkinson, King 5 News.